The title on YouTube is called Merry Effing Christmas, so have fun with that.
Oh, I just
It's our Christmas special.
I just put Christmas on this one so that way anybody who didn't know jumped in. It's like, oh, okay, they're going to be talking about Christmas, that sort of shit.
Yeah, we went to Willard Bay earlier to go look at the lights with the kids. It's funny, we were partially doing it for the kids, partially doing it for me, because I wanted to be able to do it. And
well, it was more like
two older
we're
kids
just gonna
pass
do
out.
it for shits and giggles.
Yeah, and then the two older kids pass out.
I mean, no. Rephrase. Two older kids and the baby.
Yes, two older kids and the baby. The oldest daughter is the one that stayed awake.
Yeah, and was shooting the crap with us about everything we were seeing and just life in general and us bouncing back and forth. And half the conversation on the way down is the stupidity of everybody yelling at each other, but the only idiots that are yelling are like the 1% or less than 1% of people. And it's like, why the fuck can't we all get along? Oh wait, the rest of us are. Y'all are just a bunch of whinies.
Yeah.
Whiners and bitchers. It's like, dude, why can't we just like...
I've noticed that though about December. It brings out angriest of emotions.
Well, it's not even December. I mean, they've been going at it since June.
Yeah.
May, June. Since halfway through the year. That's when the lunacy comes out. It's hot. It's getting hotter. It's going to get cold, so I better go off the gosh darn rails.
Yeah.
To completely F the whole damn thing up. So that way the world ends like a giant pile of shit just to piss off.
Yeah, and then you got people like me who are just like, can we just like...
And me.
Yeah. People like us who are just like,
and we just
can we just be calm and zen and like do the break? Like I had to literally tell our oldest child, Arian, who was... He was reflexively going back to that whole mentality his grandfather's been trying to project onto him. Because he started doing the whole nobody likes me and I'm not gonna get a pizza and he's 8 and I'm just like going I'm all like I basically pulled him aside and I was like Arian, like you need to stop with that, you need to cut that crap out, you learned that from somebody else, somebody was projecting it onto you, you need to cut it out, like you're loved, we just because you hate your brother does not mean we don't love you anymore. Like, I had to give him a whole lecture.
Spiel.
Yeah, a whole spiel, the parenting spiel. And, like, the whole time.
But
I think he needed it, though. I think he needed it,
every once in a while, they need that sort of...
Because we get so wrapped up in our day-to-day life as adults that we forget that, like, the kids themselves are just watching us scramble and then being like, okay, well, we're just going with the flow right now. And so I just kind of, like, I needed to pull him to the side and be like, Arian, you are loved, you are cared about. We do love you, and you're not, like, we don't need the guilt trip, we don't need any of the stuff that you're learning from toxic people, don't go there. And I told him, like...
Yeah, the bad influences.
Yeah, I told him, like, I told him, like, you remember how we practiced the balloon, where, like, you breathe in, breathe out for 5 seconds, and I'm like, that's to manage your emotions. The emotions that you're experiencing right now that are negative, that's to manage them, and to make sure that they don't spiral in your head. And the stuff you talk about in a very angry way.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends on my mood, depends on where I'm at. It's like, oh, all this fucking shit happens. Stupid people.
Yeah. And so it's just like, I'm trying to do what I can to prevent the teenage chaos that happens when you get to that age and you're just naturally angry about stuff and you're just like, ah. And then like, as an adult, you're like, nobody taught me anything. So I'm like trying to teach them the stuff ahead of time, so that way when we get to that point, we can reinforce it.
What you hear a lot from some of the older generations, like me and my parents and whatnot, it's the thing of y'all don't have common sense. You didn't teach me any of that shit. Don't you blame me because it's not common sense? Because I'm only for the kids like anything below 12, or even 13 and below.
Yeah.
It's like. They don't know because nobody's taught them. And then when you try to teach them, it's like, why are you always trying to control my life? Why am I trying to control your life by teaching you skills?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we're going instantly to fight mode. It's literally, I'm just discussing this with you.
Yeah, you don't need to be in fight mode. Like, you really don't. And it's funny, because I say that as someone who has been in that fight mode for a lot of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what you learn growing up, especially with people who just
certain
haven't
people
learned it
in
themselves.
your life.
Yeah. Various elements of my life were teaching that and reinforcing
teach
that.
you the proper way to
to properly
go.
manage it and then let the weight go and everything and let the stress go because as well-meaning as some of the adults were, they didn't learn it themselves, and then they have to save face by saying, "Oh well, you never learned this growing up," and I go, "Wait a minute, aren't you the one that was teaching it the whole time?"
Aren't you supposed to be teaching me this shit?
Wasn't it's something that you should know already? Like you the one trying to condescendingly tell me that? So you have to step back and be like, okay, restart. Let's unlearn the stuff that's not so great. Let's relearn the stuff that is good, and then just keep moving forward. And so that's what I've been trying to do with the kids, is teach them the good stuff.
Of course.
Like, learn how to manage the bad, of course, but, like, teach them the good stuff. That's why I found it funny that Rife was going on about some of the stuff that he did on the special. Peter! And then I heard Gingerbread Man. What about him? On Blueberry Lane? It's the Gingerbread Man!
No. What is it? On Distractable, the Ginger Dead Man.
Oh, is that what you're meaning? The Ginger Dad Man?
Dead
Man.
She might be stuck.
And then Rose times 3. She gave us 3 roses.
3 loves, okay.
Woo! 3 roses. I don't know what that means, but I think that means flowers.
I think that's just likes.
Okay.
I never paid attention.
And then she went, Peter! Yes. What about me?
What about one of the crazy bees?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I found it funny that Matt Rife was going on about... One of my favorite parts of the entire special, by the way, was that midsection. You know what I'm talking about? When the stepdad goes, "What's missing?" Because he's all like, he couldn't possibly miss April out of all of them. Like, all of the beer case that doesn't have beer in it, that's just adult film.
Well, I thought it was funny that he explained it. It's not like a regular
dying.
beer case.
I was laughing so hard.
It's the stepdad beer case because it's the 30+ pack.
Yeah. And he's like, he plays it, and then he hears, and he hears like the steps towards the door, and then he hears he cracked open the door and goes, "You got 48 hours.
24.
Or 24 hours. I want it back. Rewound." And then of course Matt goes,
To where
you were, or all the way?
Yeah. And when he said that, I'm just like, I've heard that argument somewhere before. To where you were watching it, or at the beginning?
He's only 4 years younger than me, so I was dying. I was like, oh my god, flashbacks.
Well, for me, it's just like, I remember hearing stories from friends or acquaintances of similar shit, and I'm just like, yeah. Fucking dumbasses. It's like, you stole my porn. At your point.
Yeah. Now, I noticed something, though. That's a very prevalent theme in that special. Something that a lot of people are probably going to overlook because they're going to get caught up in the drug that is negativity and toxicity. Is the fact that any and all mentions that are remotely negative are all reactive based on what culture and social media has projected onto him.
Or what's your
Twitter,
personal...
Yeah, whether it's Twitter,
and that determines whether you're going to get mad
horoscopes,
or laugh.
Whether it's that joke at the end when the guy's like, "What are you going to do if she does something drastic? What are you going to do if this whole thing happens?" And he goes, and she hangs herself. And he goes, because then he takes a step in a space, and he goes, "How'd you get up there?"
I want to see a picture as of proof that she actually tried. She actually offed herself.
Instead of counting reasons why, she should count calories.
Right.
And then it's like, what you do? Use a toe cable big enough?
I shouldn't be your 13th reason why.
Yeah.
Because if you can count that, why aren't you counting your calories?
By the way, people, if you get mad at me saying that, my mom used to say that when she was alive. She used to be like, there better be a toe cable big enough for me.
Right? It's always funny when you're fat, because I've been there. I mean, I'll admit it. I got no bullshit there.
But you're half the man you used to be.
But I mean, the hilarity of it is like, fat people talking about offing themselves. How are you going to offer yourself? I'm going to jump from the top of the building and break your leg and not die. Are you sure?
Yeah, they're going to splat the way you want, or you're going to injure your leg in the process and then wish it worked.
I wish you were, yeah.
Yeah.
Non-existent. But it's always that funny part, especially with what if a fat person offs themselves? How are they going to off themselves? What are we talking about? Well, what if they hang themselves? I'd love to see the rope that can handle that amount of weight and it didn't break the freaking rail.
It's like, are we looking at kamikaze crater in the ground, or are we looking at pile of goo?
Or not even that. Are we looking at they attempted and epically failed and broke their whole apartment and or house?
Yeah.
So it's like they want to cancel him over the domestic violence joke, but he goes way darker, way deeper. And he even says at the beginning, okay, y'all laughed at it. Not all of y'all, but enough of you laughed at it. I at least have the group of people who can take my humor.
Yeah, take the morbidness of it.
Yeah, take what I consider humor. And that's where I'm just like, okay, Mark.
Yeah.
Because that was being within the first 10 minutes, him literally saying, whoo, at least y'all can take what I consider humorous.
Yes.
Okay, I can keep going with, or I can do these jokes that I've always wanted to tell that I've never told because everybody's a lightweight and a puss.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not exactly how he phrased it, but that's basically what he said.
It's essentially what he said.
And I just have to sit back and go, the hilarity that he had the balls to go,
pretty much every
and
joke that he ever used that pissed off Twitter, Instagram, or any other person out there, I literally sat back and went, huh, so he's like a non-80s, 90s young George Carlin.
Or, because Robin Williams used to do jokes like that before he became big. He was the dirty joke guy who told the most morbid, outrageously inappropriate jokes. And my mom's like, I don't like him like this. And I laughed my freaking ass off because it's morbidly dark, but it's that beautifully dark humor too at the same time.
I'm sitting there munching on steak, and I'm sitting there looking at the wife as we're listening to him because, we got the earbud in. And everybody else in the restaurant's going, what the fuck are they laughing at? But I was sitting there, I had earbud in, had her earbud in, and we're dying and everything, and then 20 minutes in, I'm like, I sat back and I'm like, wait a minute. And the internet's mad at him for this? Do they not remember George Carlin? Do they not remember Robin Williams or any other comedian out there that was like
there's the
pissing
funny
them
part.
off?
They don't because they're so fucking young. They have
I was raised on
that.
80s comedians.
Yeah, I was raised in the 80s, so I saw it all fucking being broadcasted when it was being broadcasted.
Yeah, you were born in 83, so you were
I saw
in
this
there,
shit like right in the middle
era.
of the freaking dark humor.
Yeah,
and everybody else is like, that's racist or that's this or that's that. I'm like, it's like the best humor ever. What are you all bitching about? How is this the best humor? Because it's perfectly dark and at the same time so outrageously stupid it's hilarious.
It's getting to the point
at the exact same time.
It's getting to the point where the internet's becoming so fragile and the internet's becoming so just pacified overall.
We'll go back into this real quick.
The 80s and 90s.
Who are the idiots on the internet who do that? Wham wham, poor me, I'm a fucking snowflake. Soft.
What about what? Sorry, you lost me.
What percent?
Yeah.
Literally, grab your phone. Do the calculation real quick.
Okay.
1,500 or 15,000 divided by 3 million. I don't know if it's bigger than that.
Wait, talk about Google or calculator?
Calculator. I said calculator.
Okay.
1,500.
Okay.
Divided by
1,500 divided by
3 mil.
3 million. .0005.
So way less than 1%.
Yes.
Which literally proves who are the people bitching, complaining, trying to cancel everybody. It goes back into what we were talking about earlier. Less than 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
Of everybody who's screaming, yelling, and being the loudest dipshits on the internet who can't get along with themselves, let alone another human.
That is kind of the average. That one of the
Isn't it though?
One of the tech analysts.
Such a minuscule amount. It's like
quite a few
shut up, you bunch of pussies.
Yeah, quite a few tech analysts actually talked about how the internet outrage usually happens with like a certain 1 to 3% of the internet, And
Or
then
less,
everyone
yeah.
thinks that that is the truth, when in reality that is the really, really, really screeching loud minority trying to be the loudest possible. It's like
I'd
how
say I'm the majority when you're literally the minority of the minority.
it's the equivalent of having your temperamental 3-year-old child in the back of the car screaming and whining and yelling, and you're like, what the hell circus am I bringing with me? And then you realize it's only one child out of 4.
Right.
Really, really loud minority.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. That's where, like, with the wife making the comment about the Bible thumpers want to off the trans. It's not they want to off the trans. It's the less than 1% or 1% of less of the 1%.
Yeah.
Which makes it minuscule. Literally are the ones who are talking shit or saying we need to take these people out because they're literally trying to rewrite what God put into existence.
Yeah.
You can't rewrite existence. You can be pissed at what's happening, that's fine. That's your God-given right.
Yep.
For being immortal and having free will.
And there's a lot of people out there that are definitely getting mad at their existence. I mean, hell, like...
Let's see,
you hear about
the
all the
most
time.
recent one I heard was somebody famous, I can't remember who, because my brain just goes, it wasn't important, they're not important in my world, so fuck it. But it's like, we need to quit breeding. So you want the world to fall apart and everybody to starve and die because there's nobody to maintain the system. Okay, so you shouldn't breed because you literally are suicidal to the extent you want to kill everybody and yourself all at once. You just need to shut up and not breed and leave us alone while us who want to breed and have a giant family
I'm just glad that I was raised
live our
on...
life.
I'm glad. This is what I told wife in the restaurant. I was like, you know, because after the special was over and all the credits had rolled, and we were sitting there, and she's like, I'm like, are you ready to go? And she's like, I think you're ready to go. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, you look like you went ding, food coma mode. And I'm like, I'm fine. And then she's like, see, told you. And I'm like, my abs went. And then like, and then we
you
got up.
experienced what I always experienced. I got fed. Crunch.
Yep.
My ribs.
Yeah. Pretty much. And so I told her, I'm like, I'm so glad that I was raised on the parents that I was. And she's like,
With
yeah.
the
And I'm
lunacy.
like, yeah, because like I was raised on an 80s mom, and I was raised on a dad who was born in '69 and was pretty much raised throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And so he's got that whole knowledge base that he was able to pass down to us, you know, siblings, where, you know, we were taught that, yes, it's okay to be sensitive. Yes, it's okay to acknowledge your feelings. But at the same time...
You don't need to show everybody all the time.
Yeah, and you don't need to be offended over every little damn thing.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, and we also were raised on George Carlin.
I was always told as a kid, you know, with Dad and other adults in my life, it's like, that's fine, but don't be a bitch. Don't show them that's how it makes you feel. Don't show the emotion. Learn to be a wall.
I'm experiencing that weird era of my life where all of the people that I grew up on are now old and are archaic now.
Is your
compared to the
laptop
internet
actually charging? I just noticed that it doesn't look like it's charging.
It should be charging.
Because it said the battery, but it didn't say plugged in.
I think cable's just having issues. It's plugged in.
Alright, there we go.
But like, yeah, no, I'm glad.
Just, you know, my brain goes, shit, don't want it to go.
Yeah, to go
on the
again.
computer live.
Yeah. No, it's funny though because I am so glad that I was raised by the parents I was.
The way it was.
The way it was. Because, like, we were raised on Carlin, we were raised on freaking,
the original
Robin Williams, we were raised on, like, Jim Carrey, we were raised on, like, a lot of greats that, you know, would be considered offensive today. And I'm just like going, I'm like watching these people getting offended by it.
Best.
And I'm like going, what the fuck weak world am I getting up in?
Why do you think Dave Chappelle does so well? Because he literally is like, oh, you were offended because I said a trans person looks cute, and then when they're like, hi, and I realized it was a dude, I'm like, oh, fuck, shit, nope.
Which, trans people are cool. Trans rights, equality, yes.
Well, no, we agree on that, but it's him telling a joke about how he didn't realize the
People will make their
female
assumptions and
that
be
looked
like,
like
you
it was
hate
in
trans.
a
It's like, no, I
lesbian
don't.
couple was actually a dude, basically in drag,
Yeah.
and he went,
It's like I have so many people, and I've gone over this multiple times on the podcast, that people will try to make their
especially
assumptions
the last
anyway.
like 3 or 4.
Yeah, no, I've got into it, and half the time he rolls his eyes now about how
Well,
so many
because
people
I think
around
it's
me
funny.
are like
Because
transgender
the
or
people
whatever.
around you that are trans or have that inclination,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah. See, what's funny is that even though he says shit that would piss off regular people who don't know him, me,
Yep.
it's like to actually hang out with him. He's like so fucking open to everybody in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
Because I am. Do I have bitches with the shit that they're throwing out online? Because it's like literally the 1% of the 1%
We'll see. And
bitching and crying
that's
when there's
the-
nothing to really bitch and cry about. Shut up.
That's the thing that Jordan Peterson brought up, actually.
Yeah,
Because
he did. He did.
Peterson and Rife were talking, and you have Peterson, who's in his, 60s now, 50s now?
He's in his late 50s or like around Russell's age, yeah.
Right.
Dad's age.
He's in that era. And
late,
then you got...
late 50s,
So you have
mid
someone
60s.
who's in that era versus someone who's in my era, because Matt's only 4 years younger than me, and you got two people that are two different eras who are reacting
yet-
to now the current era.
The way they talked, they understood each other perfectly, and my brain goes, yeah, 30 years difference between one and the other
Yeah.
is literally you grew up in the same shit.
Giant.
It's just a different decade.
Yeah,
That's
giant,
it. That's it.
Giant generational difference, giant knowledge gap
Well,
difference.
it's not even. I don't think it's generational difference. I think it's number of
I'm talking
decade
about.
difference.
I'm
but
talking about Jordan Peterson.
the similarity of the way they grew up
Yeah.
is so the exact fucking same, even though they're from different eras.
Also, think about this though. Matt Rife has brought up his grandfather.
Repeatedly.
Matt Rife has brought up older people that helped
His
raise
mom,
him.
his grandma.
They were from the older generation, so
Yeah.
you're able to bridge Matt's knowledge base and his generational information about what he knows about his grandparents and what he knows about his mom and all those
And
other
him
people.
also just talking
And
about
so he's
life.
able to identify with. He's able to identify with Jordan and able to identify with them
And people like my
in
age
that
and your
different
age.
in
yeah.
that way because of the fact that he has that connection. A lot of the younger people don't have that, or they
No.
lost touch with it.
Because their dads or moms or whomever in the household either ran off or got shoved off.
Yes.
Kind of like what I've dealt with currently.
Yes.
Me trying to be shoved away from my kids, it's like, I'll always be there.
Yeah. No.
And I literally told them when the shit started, when you hit 18, my number's not going to change, come find my ass.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly. I find
Come
that
find me.
I find that I identify with, or at least communicate better with,
younger people.
sometimes. I definitely connect with older people more because I was raised on the
connect.
older.
The way I always grew up,
Yeah.
and me with my personality, 10 plus years older than me,
Yeah.
I got along with without even a second thought. 10 minus years younger than me,
Yeah.
maybe a hair more, but it's like anything 10 and younger than me,
Yeah.
I get along with. Basically 20 years
Yeah.
of my life, before or after me, I get along with them.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I make my statement. Well, I disagree with you. That's fine. What in your life, or what have you seen that makes you disagree with me? And then they go over it, and then I explain how them disagreeing with me actually proves my point more than them agreeing with me. And they go, oh, what the fuck?
Remember, I'm also the same millennial here who still thinks that the 80s was 20 years ago.
The 80s was a good decade. I mean, I don't remember anything before, at minimum, well, I can't really say that. I don't remember anything properly.
It's like 20, 30
Before,
years
like,
is what my brain
88.
thinks. Because when I watched those TikTok videos saying that moment when your music has become dad music now, and I watched the video and I was like, I know that band, I know that band, I know that band. Wait, that was in my playlist when I was 15. I am not that old.
Yeah, you are.
And the newer kids are like, yeah, dad rock. And I'm like,
Yeah, my first thought whenever I hear that is, thanks for the compliment.
yeah.
Because instantly what they're doing is they're literally saying that we're at the age where we're badass again.
Yeah.
And it's dad rock because it's badass to listen to what your dad listened to.
Yeah, that's true.
So, if I'm that age, or a hair older,
Yep.
and I've listened to music from the, like, 70s all the way up to, like, the early 2000s is when I kind of dropped off, like, 2001, 2002, where I dropped off because it started to get stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or my viewpoint. Where it was just like, I remember these songs. I remember when this shit came out. I was this old. I was an adult. I was doing this with my life. And it's like, yeah, that's dad rock, or dad this, or dad that. And I'm like, well, that makes sense because I'm a dad, and I'm 40. So,
Yeah.
okay, I just accept to move on, and you're like, no, you're calling me old, and I just sit back and laugh. Because I think it's funny that you're like, you're in your 30s, and you're like,
My brain is in my 20s, my body is in my 30s.
fuck you. But, I mean, if you look back at our parents,
Yeah.
the ones who actually had was able to actually think or have any awareness, the ones who had awareness, even if it wasn't our direct parents, it was other people's parents, we saw it's looking at it and going, no wonder they were so stupid. They were like, how the fuck am I an adult? This is bullshit. I have to pay for everything. I hate this.
Yeah.
And I just sit back and go, this is funny how this is going full circle. It's literally becoming the adult, and they told you, well, you can make your stupid decisions when you're an adult. Now that you're an adult, it's like, God, I wish it could be stupid. And now I have to worry about money. Oh, fuck, that means I'm an adult.
Yeah, I was
I'm
just like,
old.
because he was, Dad was bringing up the other day, he was all like, and he's like, I wish I could do what you do now, where you're able to stay up late again and stuff. And I'm like, he's like, I remember when I used to have that type of, mentality. He's like, but now, now it's late for me. It's like 9:30, and I'm like going, it's early. And he's just all like, he's all like,
9:30. I'm just
I
like,
remember when
it's time to take a nap for an hour, and then I'll just be up all fucking night.
Yeah, he's like, I remember when we used to play Diablo like for hours on end, Diablo 2, and I'm like, yeah, I missed the hell out of that era. And he was just like, I know, and I'm like going, and I told him like, I'm purposely using my stamina, my youth, the youth I have left anyway, to power through my creative projects, so that I'm not taking forever to do it when I'm in my 50s. Because I know a lot of authors will do that in their 50s.
Sit back, enjoy the show, try to make money. If I can't make money, then I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
What's the worst that's gonna happen? I literally become destitute? Oh, I have workarounds on that, so bring it. I mean, we've talked about that, especially with the recent situation that happened. It's just like, well, if that's what happens, that's what happens.
Yeah. Then you went to the house and found the locks were freaking changed.
That didn't even bother me. I expected that.
Yeah.
I was just like, let's just see to see.
What happened tonight, or at least today-ish, was something I suggested a month ago.
To me?
Yes.
I'm not really worried about it, dude.
I know. I'm just...
It's material items. It's just like... Don't care.
Yeah.
My soul is safe, so fuck the rest of it. It's all just bullshit.
The way I see it is you worked hard for that house, and the way I see it is you still own the house.
And that is your opinion, and I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I've come to the realization, fighting for something that everybody and everything in your life, half of the people and half of the just your community around you will go yes, and the other half will go stop fighting. Why are you fighting? You're literally ruining everything.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't give two shits to fight because it's a waste of perfectly good energy I could use to make myself a million times stronger, a million times more badass. So that way when shit hits the fan again, which every few years, every 3 to 5 years it does. So I'm just gonna write it out.
Well, there's a giant chance that in the next couple of years, certain someone that we both know will end up finding his way back to you anyway.
Oh, there's no will. Might will.
Yeah.
I don't even have a hiccup or issue. The biggest thing is you've been blocked or blah blah blah. Oh, you're trying to stop me. You're stupid. Have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun, dumbo.
Yes. I'm just glad we're able to talk about Matt Rife now without me being able to like not be able to speak to it. You know.
You going, huh? What? I haven't watched it yet. Fuck.
No. I was able to actually watch the damn thing finally after 3 weeks of being so damn busy.
The funny part to me is literally he's bitching at the end, literally giving the complaint and the bitch about the lady coming at him, and just remember, when you come at me, I'm coming back at you twice as hard as you came at me.
I think you said 3 times, sorry, but yeah.
2 to 3 times, yeah.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, what happened right after his special? They came at him, and what did he do? Special needs helmet for all you people who apparently need help, because apparently my joke hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Old 90s joke.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still factual.
Yeah.
Because it's the, why are you picking on us? You threw the first punch. Don't complain because I dodged it and knocked your ass out. That's like me with the bullies in school.
People
They
sure have a
picked
lot
on
to
me,
say
but
when they
as
have a keyboard
soon
screen.
as I defend myself, I'm the big baddie. It's like, how am I the bad guy defending myself when you're the one that swung the first punch?
Yeah. People tend, like
But
I said
I mean,
before, people have a
that
lot to
seems
say when
to
they have a
be
keyboard
what
and
they're
screen.
doing online nowadays. And even him, the last bit about on his special is literally what happened shortly after the special aired, and I just go, Call comes full circle. This is funny.
Yeah.
That's where I found the humor.
Yeah.
Cause like that happened, and I'm like, okay, now I need to watch the special to see what everybody's crying about.
Yeah.
And then when I watch the whole special, I'm like, literally what he's bitching about at the end is what happened, and he said, and he even warned everybody at the end of the special that this is what's gonna happen if you come at me, stupids.
Yes.
So my first thought on it was, clearly they heard something that offended them and left.
Yeah.
And didn't watch the whole thing, because if they'd have watched the whole thing, they wouldn't have gone at him, because they'd have instantly known, oh fuck, he's going to come back and I'm going to feel like a big dumbass.
Yeah.
Because you are.
Pretty much.
For me, that's the hilarious part. His special became reality. They came at him, he said, here you go,
Yes.
and just smiled and walked off.
Mm-hmm.
I dealt with the idiots, I'm done.
Yeah.
Conversation over. Kiss my ass.
Pretty
I
much.
love it. It was like the best part for me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I
the
found it
irony
funny.
of that. Like we were talking about, like with the teacher and the other guy trying to like drag us down. It's like,
Yeah, no, it was funny because at the gym we had this guy who we talked about previously. We haven't even talked about having him on the podcast just for funnies. But like he was,
well, he brought up being on the podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't bring it up to him. He was the one who brought it up.
yeah, he brought it up because apparently he's one of those guys that wants to be able to talk smack and wants to insult newer generations and stuff. But like he's also a teacher, which makes it even more ironic. But but he was sitting there and he was talking smack about religion and spirituality and stuff like that, and
Tried to talk smack on a lot of shit.
yeah, like you were sitting there trying to debate with him and everything, and I'm just sitting there turning the handlebars that get out of the pool into a gym, because I'm basically just doing pull-ups
Well,
while
I'm
they're
just,
talking.
yeah, you're like, okay, since this is what's gonna happen, I'm gonna pick a different way to work out. I'm just sitting there laughing because the guy's literally trying to explain God. And I'm telling him everything you're saying literally proves the existence of an all-powerful entity, force, or whatever you want to call it, that literally is the origin or start
Yeah.
of
He
existence.
Basically went and turned into disrespectful heckler.
And I
instead
just
of
sat
just
back, laughed, and
respectful
explained how he
discourse.
literally proved me right.
Yeah.
while trying to scream and yell I'm wrong.
And then also, like, trying to make fun of it because he knows our podcast is called Crazy Peas, and so he was all like, "You crazy pea, you crazy pea," and I'm just like going,
"Yep, and
okay, so that's what this guy's gonna do. Whatever."
And when he did it, you saw me. I just smiled and went, and your point.
Yeah.
And he like kind of had to. He stumbled there for a second, like, wait, that's not affecting you.
Yeah,
that's
like,
literally what we named the podcast. How is that going to hurt my feelings when I know I'm fucking crazy? You're literally just going, hee hee. I go, well, duh.
Yeah.
Which for us is the funny part because he tries to poke fun. I say, your point, and just start laughing, which pisses him off so much he gets out of the pool and goes and hides in the hot tub.
Yeah, he literally just got out of the pool, bailed, and went to the hot tub, and then started talking smack to the other guy that was in the hot tub, and then the guy that and then the other guy that was in the hot tub started debating with himself, and then proving him wrong on multiple things. And
just like I'd previously done in the pool when he ran away.
Yeah, and then he fucking like he starts like talking shit and stuff, and we're sitting there like.
And eventually he just.
I
went back to the pool because he was being stupid in the hot tub. I'm like, yeah, you're calling the kids stupid, and you're the teacher.
Yeah, we went to the hot tub.
Who does that make look stupid? And then I jumped back to the pool.
Yeah, we took hot tub to take a breather. It turns out the guy who was our buddy who has a towel in his hand he's always got a tablet with him in the pool, and I'm like, bring a tablet in the pool? And he's like, he's got a warranty. But, like, I
have the Apple warranty, fuck it.
Yeah,
if it breaks, I just take it and
he's like,
pay the money
they'll make another.
Replace it.
Yeah. They'll make another. But we were sitting there, he was in the hot tub, and he's sitting there talking to this guy, and the teacher guy. And him and I come in the hot tub, and we're sitting there, and I kind of sit off to the side where the jet is, so I can have the jet on my back and my butt, and be like, whoo! But, like, the guy's sitting there, and he's debating, and I'm watching him debate him on pensions, and on education level, and all these other things.
401ks
and stuff, and then they kind of...
And the guy literally said, by everything you said, don't worry about it, don't think about it, just leave it alone, because clearly it's going to work, you're fine.
Yeah.
Just shut up and let what you've already done.
Just leave it alone, and just let it be, and everything will be
let
good.
it happen.
Yeah. And the guy was just, he looks over at us as if we're going to help him, and I'm just like going, no.
I'm not saying shit, you're a dumbass.
Clearly he knows what he's talking about. And like, the guy was getting all frustrated and stuff, and so he eventually got out of the pool and bailed there too.
Yeah, he bailed out of the hot tub and ran to the locker room, and I'm just like, that's funny.
Yeah.
And then the handicap guy got in after you came back to the pool and tried to talk shit, and you were literally giving the spiel I always give, and then I laughed and gave it from why I always say that sort of things, or why I'm always preaching that shit around you and everybody.
He started trying to heckle too.
Yeah, and then I did it in such a way. He tried to heckle, but I debated and crushed his heckle before he could even start heckling.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious for me, because he's a hair more handicapped because his is more physical, where mine you don't see unless I let you see it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like what was going on with his arms, because I was like, those look interesting. I haven't seen those in a while.
My brain went to, it's something like CP.
Like cerebral palsy?
Yeah.
It seemed like that. But
because
like,
it only looked like it was only his arms.
Yeah, well, his hands look like T-Rex hands.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just the arms.
Yeah.
And the upper body, because his lower body looked like it worked fine.
Yeah.
So it's literally, instead of it being one side or the other, it's just the upper torso portion of his body is the fucked up part, where the lower part of his torso is perfectly fine. And
based on how he was acting and stuff, and how he was responding to us talking to him, I was like, let's not make like comments about how his hands look like T-Rex hands and how it kind of looks cool. Because like I wasn't so cautious when I saw the two dudes in the hot tub later that night, and I was like, it's like being in a Wakanda.
Yeah, when you told me that, I just laughed. I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah.
And I just
because they're like speaking like I don't remember
the African like.
It sounded like
language.
Nigerian, or it sounded like one of the languages that are native to Africa, like the continent of Africa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many regions and countries in Africa. It's like,
it's like a big ass friggin' place.
It's like, I don't know, somewhere right around here, from what I've always seen in the specials about this section of the into
and
the
they only
Nile.
take and hyperfixate on some of those just to tell you that the kids are starving.
When nobody's actually starving, and there's literally cities that look like New York that do 10 times better than New York in Africa.
Which is why it was funny when Black Panther came out and everybody's like, "Whoa, they're rich," and it's like, yeah, parts of Africa are rich as hell. What's your point?
It's the same as being in any Western country. They literally have the same thing we do,
if not better.
Yeah, right.
That's
'Cause
why
they
a
don't
lot
have all
of
the
us, why our military
hindrances and
goes to those
bullshit.
countries to do trade because they have better shit.
Or because they're not stupid and don't waste it all. And I have to eat as much as possible because I'm going to get fat.
Yeah.
So that way I can die happy being the fat tubbalard.
Yeah. That's
and
why.
I actually like
also
that
why
sort of
some.
shit,
That's also
that they
why
don't do that.
China and Japan also have better technology than us. And
Well, they're also just skinny fucks because they're Asians. Asians are just tiny people.
yeah, well, they also have better memory chips in their phones. Like the phones that we get, the XMAS chip and then the other chip. Like
it's like second market compared to what they can get, because they can get it at the local market and actually build a phone that's 10 times better.
Yeah, because the cell phone.
But it doesn't have the same. On a lot of them, it doesn't have the same background operating system. But the way they have the operating system, it runs 10 times better because it doesn't have to go across the ocean and then rewrite it to Americanize it or Westernize it.
Yeah, the smartphones that we have the Snapdragon, and Japan and China has the XMAS, and they have a slightly better chip.
I don't even care because it's just like my
Apple
phone
and
works.
Samsung use the
I
same
can
type of
do
chips.
my shit, and I don't care.
The operating system is the primary thing that's different on each smartphone, whether it's a Samsung or a Apple. The memory chip inside of it is only slightly different. But if you go to China or Japan, you get an XMAS.
Well, that's like
and not a
Apple
Snapdragon.
trying to do the M1, and now it's like the M2 or whatever
Yeah.
for like the laptops and whatnot.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we're gonna make our own. We've literally bought a factory to make it ourselves.
Yeah.
The only reason they did that is so that way they don't have to pay somebody else to make it for them. They can make it themselves.
Yeah.
Cut out the middleman. Make more profit.
Which is why I thought it was funny how a lot of these politicians go, let's make it so it's made in America now. And I'm like, so you're going to make it 3 times better, or are you just going to use off-brand shit?
Or is it made in America so that we can charge me 10 times the price, so it's no longer a $1,000 phone, now it's a $10,000 phone.
Good point, because a lot of that
So
shit
go
is
fuck yourself.
manufactured
Leave me alone.
in mass.
Let me enjoy my stupidity. Well, you know all the horrible minds and da-da-da. Is more than half of their population dying because of this claim you make? No. Shut the fuck up. You're just making a claim to make me try to feel bad for not being a worthless piece of shit and can actually afford a decent phone. Go fuck yourself.
Pretty much.
Because it's all bullshit. 90% of everything you're ever told is complete lies and bullshit.
Yeah.
That's like Dad brought up earlier today when I was in the vehicle, well, da-da-da on the news. I'm like, okay, so you're just listening to the propaganda to keep you like, well, Fox and he said one other network aren't propagandized. I'm like, they're the most propagandized because they don't 100% copy what everybody else is saying, which is supposed to be neutral. But no offense, there's been this thing, I told him about the thing that came out like 6 months ago, where they literally showed like 1,000 to 1,000,000 CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, MSN, and a whole bunch of these other networks, the like local network in that town, quite literally all repeating the exact same shit.
Yeah. They're vitamins.
Oh, I know. They're yummy.
If you want vitamins, go ahead.
They're yummy. I've had them before. Actually bought them for myself once.
Men's multivitamins. Around this time of year with sickness going around, it's good to have them.
He's got like 2 CBDs gummies in there to purify them.
Yes.
I'm kidding. But I mean, I literally told Russell about how they've done that, and I literally looked for our local news station because I'm like, clearly these two, or Channel 2, was it KSL? I don't think they'd be one of these channels.
Yeah.
But once it got so deep into it, I literally saw the local KSL channel in there, so I'm like, okay, that just proves that it's everywhere. They all have a script literally saying, only listen to us. Don't listen to anybody else, because everybody else is going to lie to you, and we're only going to tell you the truth. But if you're all saying that, that means you're all full of shit. You're all lying and you're all pieces of shit and only worried about the money.
Yeah, it's one thing.
And it's not you personally as the broadcaster or the anchor. It's literally your boss telling you, shut up, do what you're told, here's the fucking script.
What's funny is I think you noticed a switch when I was watching Tucker Carlson with like the Tate stuff and some of the other shit.
I've watched some of the Tucker shit because I think it's funny and
well, he got
good to listen to.
He got screwed over by Fox News. Like they gave him a retirement cutoff and they gave him some extra funding.
But you're not allowed
to let him go.
Do it on these networks.
But he's not able to do news on there anymore, and so he literally for free went on Twitter so he could report some stuff.
On X, yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, are you working for Elon Musk?" He's like, "No, I don't get paid. Nor would I have taken pay. I just wanted to go on there and do it."
Recent ones is he started his own network.
Yeah.
Because he finally passed the mark or whatever, so that way he could actually start making money again to provide for his family.
Yeah, no,
he started his own like thing that was out, and the way I saw it, while listening to it, because Tristan was the one that broadcasted on the Tate's channel on Rumble.
Yeah.
And when it came up, I literally clicked it, was listening to it, and I just sent it to you.
Yeah, I actually found that non-Fox News Tucker Carlson.
When I went on to X at the exact same time because I wanted to see if it was live.
Yeah.
Both of them, I could listen to it from both because I followed Tucker.
Oh, nice.
But I'm like, I already got Tate's on, so I'll give him the numbers.
Yeah.
Tristan, I'll give him the numbers because I'll listen to him listen, and every once in a while when he wants to kick in, I'll hear it straight from his side of the broadcast.
Yeah.
But he was also talking while they were talking about how it's funny that this stuff comes full circle. And I'm listening to Tucker say, well, yeah, I finally decided that I want to try to make money off this with the way the market's going and how everything looks like it's going down the shithole. I might as well try to make it so that way I have backup money just in case everything go down the crapper.
Yeah.
And I just sit back and go, me, Andrew, Tristan, a few other people have been calling this shit gonna go down the shitter for the last like 10 years, and it's like, it's here, bitch.
Yeah.
How many of y'all are ready for it?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people are not even close to ready for how it's gonna go.
No.
They think it's the worst.
And I just sit back and go, okay, I'm gonna take a nap.
They think it's the worst now. It's gonna get way worse.
Well, this is only like 2% of how bad it's gonna get. It's like, bitch, please. And it's funny, like, but hate speech and this and this and that and that. It's like, you realize you bitching about hate speech is the same thing that Russians bitched about. Because it sounds like everybody's against us, we need to shut everybody up because all they're doing is literally just saying that we're the bad guys and what everything we say is a lie, even though we've done our research. And then when communism took out the original Mother Russia,
yeah,
and changed it, yeah, and changed it into what it is now, the full communist, before the Russians took over China and then took over North Korea, even though it's slightly different because somebody from that region said, fuck you foreigners, I'm taking over. Thanks for the format on how to be the biggest badass and be rich while sitting on my ass doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And starving half my civilization to the brink of death, but yet we still have enough people to keep the system moving. It's weird how communism, that's what everybody wants by the way they talk, but as soon as you say communism, they're like, oh, shut up, don't say that. No, no. But yet when you explain pure communism, it's like, that's what we want, but that's not the communism that all the communist countries are actually ran as.
No, they're
not. This is the ideal.
Yeah, no,
but yet as soon as the ideal is, or as soon as the underlings to the people in charge, yes, we want that. Haha, you dumbasses, I have all the power, I have all the money. Okay, you all basically eat the minimum amount of food. I hope you like eating bugs and rats. Have fun.
Yeah, from what I understand, countries that are run on the Communist Manifesto, or at least a version of it, they are
The altered current version, yeah.
They have a much bigger poverty line than we even know about.
Well, and what we would
Because all we know is what
consider
we're shown via media, anyway.
well, and what we would consider poverty by the United States standard, in some cases, is actually 10 to 100 times better than what they don't show about the poverty in the communist countries.
Yeah.
Because the only thing they show you is the top end shit.
Yeah.
The people that are getting the 1% extra money a month to literally be the tech gurus and the big companies and owning the factories that supply America with all the technologies and whatnot. And it's like, you realize because they're supplying us with all this technology, they don't need to put anything into the programs to literally spy on us. They make everything we use technology-wise, so they're spying on us without even having to try.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, everybody's always bitching, cussing, and spies. They're always spying on us, like TikTok and everything. And I just sit back and go, they've been spying on us since the fucking 80s. Are y'all stupid? No, I'm literally serious. I've been listening to it since, literally my whole fucking life, since the 80s. It's like, they've been doing this shit the whole time for the last 40 years plus.
Yeah.
They know everything about you. They know everything about how our country works. Shut up and fight against it, or just shut up and enjoy your stupid, pretty smartphone that lets you talk to people everywhere across the world, while they all tell you you're idiots because America's like the stupidest country ever, supposedly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're still one of the bigger powers in the world. It's like, how are we the dumbest fucks, but yet at the same time, when you come against us, we go, boop, and half your freaking population is gone.
Is gone.
It's like, if we're so evil and we're so more communist than the communists, how are we the bad guys if all y'all want to be communists? How am I the bad guy? When I'm the most communist country, but at the same time I'm not a communist country. I'm literally the best of both, while at the same time being the worst of all.
Pretty called devil's advocate.
That's literally called everybody, no matter what country they come, they try to run from. Where's the first place they go? America.
Yeah.
We might be the shittiest country in the world, but where do they all run to?
Us.
Here.
Yeah.
Fuck off, leave me alone. Apparently, my country's still a badass. It might be a piece of shit, but even being a steamy pile of shit, I still have the shiniest pile of shit, so fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kiss my ass. We ain't doing as bad as everybody thinks. Of course, we're not near as awesome as we think we are.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword. We're the best country in the world, but yet at the same time we have not the shittiest numbers, but some of the lower numbers, because
we have the richest and most varying levels of suffering.
we have, well, with the current idiot in charge, we literally have the stupidest system running.
That's true.
So it's the God. Can we just get this asshole out of the fucking goddamn chair?
Or did you hear that Trump got
I heard
disqualified for running?
Connecticut tried to do something
It was
so
Colorado.
that way,
It was Colorado.
That's what I meant, Colorado. Sorry.
Court in Colorado disqualified.
But I also heard that they were trying to do the same thing in Connecticut, but Colorado got to it first and publicly throughout the the first pile of shit.
Who commented on it? Robert F. Kennedy.
Well, of course.
Robert F. Kennedy chimed in on it and said that this is actually bad.
And this quite literally shows we are now a communist country. We're no longer a democracy or a constitutional republic anymore because we're not even following our own fucking rules.
That's essentially what he said.
Yes, I agree.
He was like, this proves that you're not really going with the voting.
Telling Dad, if you and the wife's house wouldn't have got sick, my name would be on the ballot with yours for the fucking governor of Utah, and would literally be like, vote for me, assholes.
Yeah.
And I told Russell, with the hundreds of thousands of people I talked to doing DoorDash, I had the vote.
Yeah.
I had more people going, you're 80A, and you're actually going for it, and you're not one of these people who've been propagandized by college. You're perfect.
Yeah, it's a lot of riffraff I've heard is that people who are going to college are getting conditioned socially into
extremely.
thinking certain ways.
But see, that's the funny part. You went to college to gain knowledge.
Yeah, I went to college.
I didn't go to college because I thought it was stupid because I can still become a multimillionaire without having to go to college. It's literally been proven.
And I didn't get conditioned into thinking liberally or to thinking any of that
Well,
stuff.
no, you already
Like, I have
slightly
some of those
liberal.
values and some of those viewpoints, yes, but I'm not what you consider a liberal.
No. You're what would be considered a liberal transformed into a conservative by your circumstances because you're a husband, a father, and you love your family.
Yeah, I think I'm just me.
Right. But I mean, if anybody looked at, your life, you, the wife, and the 4 kids, it's like, are you conservative? Actually, I'm more liberal than conservative. And you have a wife and kids, don't you believe they're going to destroy the world? No, not really. I mean, my brother even makes jokes about it. He's 40, 10 years older than me, and literally laughs about how they've been talking about this shit since before he was born, and literally, we should all be living on islands surrounded by lava, and we're still not, so...
Depending on who you talk to, I'm either more conservative than liberal, or I'm more liberal than conservative, but I'm solidly in the middle. And then depending on who you talk to, my wife is more liberal than I am, yet I'm more conservative than she is, but we're both squarely in the middle.
Right? Well, that's like Dad was talking about liberals like he always fucking does.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's got to demonize somebody.
well, yeah, and I told him, but see, that's not all the liberals. That's just the loudest 1% or less than 1% idiots that are jumping up and down, screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Biden is older than shit and not really running this country, so you can't really blame the fucking older than dirt bastard who literally got told, you're in charge, go have fun, Grandpa.
Yeah, he's like literally
don't fuck anybody under 18.
Yeah, he's like literally in his 80s and
He's in his 90s.
I thought he was in his 80s.
I thought he hit 90.
Donald Trump is only a few years younger than him.
5 years. He's like 5-6 years younger than him, I think. I don't know, look it up.
They're both old as dirt.
But see, the funny part is, Trump isn't so old. He's not an idiot in the way of, I'm so old, I'm a dumbass.
81.
I thought he was older, especially with the way he acts.
Donald Trump.
Mean, it's a valid.
No, I'm laughing because you're right.
He has dementia to the power of 10.
So Joe Biden is 81. And Donald Trump is 77.
Uh-huh.
They're both old as shit.
But which one has a brain on his shoulder that still fucking works? Trump.
Roll the dice.
Trump's brain works better than Biden's. The only reason I think Trump's brain works better, and this is personal opinion.
I've seen him talk drunk on TV. It's been pretty entertaining.
I've seen him be stupid, but that's just, I'm so old I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
Well, see, a couple of the YouTubers I was following, and I usually follow for movie news, one of them happens to like Donald Trump. Like, he likes Donald Trump
I've seen a few people online, like, actually praising him, and I just sit back and watch the stupidity, because, like,
it's because of the
they're
fact
both
that,
idiots.
It's because of the fact that guy sees Donald as a comedian. He sees him as a comedian, as an actor, because he was on those reality shows. So, he doesn't see him as a politician. He sees him as a comedian.
Even Rogan has made jokes about how he literally says something, waits exactly 2 clicks, and then finishes with the punchline to make everybody, including himself, laugh their asses off.
Yeah.
He is a fucking comedian. He's the guy who's so old, it doesn't matter what he says, it's funny because it's true and it's honest.
And so, like, what's funny is, about this, is that I was watching this guy talk about Trump for, like, a minute or two before he started playing the videos that someone sent him.
The reactions he was going to do.
Yeah, and so he watched them, and he started laughing at him, and he's like, hold up. You're telling me that Donald Trump went on live TV, and after he made fun of the other guy, the other dick,
Idiot.
clueless wonder, he went ahead and acted exactly like him, and he's got a trial going on, and and of course he made some joke about being a dictator for one day.
How stupid he is himself, while also making fun of how Biden's 10 times worse, because at least I know I have my stupid moments. That dumbass doesn't even know he has stupid moments. He's just like, ah.
Yeah, and so he literally looked at the camera like it's like the typical smirk thing.
Yeah.
And then I was watching this and I'm laughing at him. I'm like, yes, dude, yes, I agree with you.
This is priceless because
it's
true and honest.
Yes.
See, that's why everybody likes Trump. And that's why I was saying to Dad, if me and you'd been able to in 21 get our names in the ballot, we wouldn't even have to try, dude. We were an instant shoo-in. Why? Because Trump proved the people who don't actually do or have a college degree or have been propagandized by college usually do better as a politician because they don't have all the hang-ups or bullshit attached to being a politician because they're not real politicians, which makes them better politicians. Who makes the best politician? The non-politician.
Well, at least also wouldn't be talking like a million miles a minute and sounding like a blowhard like Vivek.
I mean, I talk a million miles a minute, but I don't sound like a piece of shit.
Or do you mean like a blowhard?
Like I said, a piece of shit. I stand by my wording.
Of course, there's also the guy. There's also the governor guy in Florida, Ronald.
Okay.
Ron DeSantis.
DeSantis is an idiot for running against Trump.
I watched the recent debate.
That's the only thing I can say.
The most recent debate that was there, and I was like, and I loved how the fact that I don't like the other guy, the chubbier one. I don't like him.
But do you like the Asian dude?
Asian dude?
Yeah, look it up. Look up
Vivek?
The candidates for the Republican for president.
Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy. I thought he was Indian. It's the guy with the funny last name.
I don't care if he's Indian. That's still Asian, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
Because India's in Asia. Yeah. So that's why I said the Asian guy.
Really smart Indian guy who's kind of cocky and kind of.
He's just like Trump, except for he's Asian.
And skinny as fuck in comparison.
Because he's still young, he's not old and fat.
Do you
when
like
you get
him?
old, you get fat. I think some of the shit he says is funny, and I'm like, I'd like to see him actually be Trump's
rival or
no
vice president.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, but I think they both.
There were so many people in those debates.
But he can't become the vice president candidate because Trump moved to Florida, and he lives in Florida just like DeSantis. So anybody that would be a decent vice president candidate for Trump can't be a vice president candidate. Because remember, I found out this fact and I talked to you and we did some research, or at least I know I did, I don't know how deep you went, that if you live in the same state, that if you run for president, your vice president cannot be from the same state.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember telling you this 2 months back. I'm like, so I'll become governor.
I did look that up and I forgot.
And then either I'll have to leave or you'll have to fucking move out of the state for a year to so that way you're in another state, and then when I go for president I can drag you along as vice president candidate.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that. I made a joke about how it's funny. I'll ship you back out to California and then I'll drag you back in.
Maybe we'll just go to Colorado or something.
Or just go over the border, live in Arizona in fucking Desertville.
Something like that.
With the old fogies.
Yeah.
You'll have 4 kids, but you shut them up from the people who are as old as the presidents currently.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, these fucking children. Don't worry, I'll be out of here in 6 months. Go fuck yourself, Grandpa.
Then I cracked a joke and I'm like, my God, people, I feel like the last year, I feel like I've been in Slothville. Slothville? Yeah, everyone around me just moves super freaking slow. Whereas I moved to the other city, and suddenly everyone's working at super speed. And then you make the comment, you just been around old fogies.
And then everybody looks at me, and you're how old? old enough to not be a fogey yet, but I'm still old.
Yeah.
And just sit there and have
He
this
stumbles
biggest
a bit.
shitting grin. It's like, you don't talk in a straight line. I don't fuck in a straight line either. Talk to my last couple of wives. And then move on, and everybody's like, did he just fucking admit to that? I think he did.
Did he just say
Should I
that?
be offended?
Yes, he did.
Get it? Before it moves.
Like,
Nice.
did he just say what he...
admit this and say this for the first 2 lines of his public debate? I think he fucking had the balls to, yes. How else am I gonna be so out there that everybody's like, I like this fucking asshole?
Yeah.
And just vote me into office. It's like, no, stamp of approval, sign, ship him. Sign, ship. Sign, ship.
Sent.
Yeah, right?
The way Alex
Da-da-da.
usually says it.
Yeah.
And sent. Send it now.
But I mean, that would be fucking priceless. I'm literally sitting at 50 years old going for president. I'm like, hey, at least I'm the youngest running candidate in the last fucking 20 years. Kiss
Yeah.
my ass.
I do have to say, though, now my brain is finally remembering his name. Chris Christie. I have to say, I like the fact that Chris actually stood up for Kaylee, I think is her name, on the debate stage.
But she's a stupid bitch.
We know that. He
That's
still
why you
stood
don't
up
stand
for
up
her.
for stupid people, because that makes you
still
look
stood
like
up.
an idiot.
He still stood up for her as a woman and as a person.
See,
And I respected that.
there's the liberal side of it. But she's a female who shouldn't pick on her. She got into the ring with a bunch of fucking boxers and then bitched
And yeah, I
or
respect the shit
stood
out
there
of it.
and cried about getting punched in the face. You're in the ring with boxers. You're gonna get hit in the face, you stupid fuck.
Whether or
Hello?
not you're a male or a female, you're still a person.
If you walk in,
and I liked it. I liked
no,
the fact that you
I
stood up
understand
for
you
her.
liked it, but my first thought is, you walked into a battle, and now everybody's trying to defend you because you got hurt. Don't walk into a battle if you literally can't take the hit and go, everybody shut up. I knew this might happen.
Well, Vivek was
I'm
also
part of being
insulting
the
her
debate.
and telling her she was stupid for being a woman. And I was just like going,
See, that I
excuse me,
disagree with.
motherfucker.
It's not you're stupid for being a woman, it's you're a dumbass for being the only woman in the battle.
And yet, that's exactly what he said, was he was insulting her intelligence for as a woman, rather than, like, basically, anytime he complimented her or said anything positive about her, it was only about her achievements, and he undermined her as
Instantly
a woman.
because she's a chick.
Because she's a woman. And
See,
I was
that's where I would hate
and
it.
so I
It'd
was
be
watching
like,
it, and I'm like,
why
you're
are
a freaking
you...
prick.
What? My thing would be if it's all guys and one chick, it's like, why are you in the men's locker room? What? Where are the other female candidates? Why are you the only one who had the goose spot, the balls,
Yeah.
to literally walk into the men's locker room? Because I actually have a pair. Okay, that means you're valid. Welcome to the party. You know, I do the stupid little short thing, which doesn't, push against or talk shit on anybody. It's quite literally the question. Are you pissed because they're men and we're talking shit on each other and this dipshit called you out for being the only fucking pair of tits and puss in the room? I'm offended that that's what he called me out for being. Okay. You're in a men's locker room. Why are you in the men's locker room? Because I want to be here. I want to fight for my right to become president. Okay. Have you been offended, hurt, or discriminated against other than being called a stupid woman for walking into the men's locker room? No. Okay, then we're good. Let's debate real facts then. Because you know me, I'm so brash, it'll be like, somebody starts talking shit because it's a female, it's like, alright, everybody hold up, since you're all being a bunch of fucking dick waggers, do you give a shit everybody's dick's sitting out on the table and they're wagging it saying, look at my wiener, look at my wiener, in the middle of a men's locker room?
It's like,
No?
no.
Okay, cool, so we can keep moving. Y'all need to shut up about her having a pair of tits. They're nice, but that has nothing to do with why we're here. Make a dirty joke
Yeah.
and move on. It's such an asinine way. It's like, did he just have the balls to? Next month, She's my vice president candidate.
Even more funny is if Vivek actually got the nomination for president, and then guess who he picked for vice president?
Oh, that'd be fucking
Kaylee.
But I mean, for me, you know me. I say, do you want to be my vice president? Well, we can't. We're both from the same state. Okay, you want to be my wife then? All these bitches, the last few presidents, have literally been considered the female president. You want to just be my wife and fuck me at least twice a week? I mean, we can work. We can have a workaround. You know me. I'll say a dirty joke, literally joking, to see what the response is. If she says yes, but I want it 3 times a week, I just found a homie.
What's even funnier about
It
that?
done, conversation over. I'd get married just to be the weirdo who married his competitor, and literally everything she talked about she wanted to do in the White House, she's doing with me.
What's even funnier about
while
that?
you or somebody else is my vice president candidate. That would be priceless.
Of anyone out there who doesn't like Barack Obama at all, Michelle Obama, his wife,
She did more than he did in
was
office.
such
I'm
a
sorry.
giant influence in politics and giant influence in the
But
office
see,
that, hang on, she was such a giant influence in general that people, especially the naysayers and the haters who said they hated Barack, recognized Michelle Obama more than they recognized Barack. Even to the point where they made up conspiracy theories about Michelle somehow being a dude. And I'm like, wait a minute.
that's not a conspiracy
So what you're telling
theory.
me?
No, hold on.
So what you're telling me
you used
is
the
that
wrong word. It's a joke because he likes fucking and sucking dudes.
is what you're telling me is that Michelle was such a giant impact, regardless of her gender, that you guys now claim she's got bigger balls than you do.
Bigger balls than her husband, yes.
Yeah, that her husband, the haters, all of them. I found that funny as hell.
But
That's
see,
your logic, is it not?
No, I agree with you fully. That's hilarious as hell. But see, here's the thing. Her and the president's wife, Clinton's wife,
Yeah.
literally became the biggest bitches on the fucking gosh green earth. But yet, here's the funny part. I got voted into office. I'm supposed to be running this bitch. You didn't get voted in, but yet you still get screen time.
Yeah.
You're literally trying to do more than I'm doing while trying to run the free world from my fucking corner with this little fucking country I have that I'm trying not to let go to shit.
Yeah.
Even though the supposed idiots who are actually in charge who have all the money are telling me what to do, and I laugh at them, telling them they're stupid and do something else because it'll be a better outcome. It's the wife instantly gets more credit than the husband, no matter how good or shitty he did in office. That's why if it was like you're talking about the current situation, you want to get married? No. The first lady is a free title that you get just by being the bitch who fucks me and is married to me. And you could probably do what we've been talking about doing in front of everybody's face, but technically behind locked doors, and nobody will know until it's too late and just smile and look how an awesome first lady she was. I just required getting late 2 to 3 times a week. And I required at least 1 child while in office. That's it. 1 requirement. I'm the father, and I knock you up for 1 child in office just to piss off everybody.
It would be funny as if...
And you know I'd pull it off, too. I'd do it in such a way everybody else would be pissed at me, but in the end, the country would be like a million times better by the time we're done, and I'm literally, okay, I did 1 term. I'm good. Have a wonderful life. I'm gonna go move out in the middle of fucking Alaska. Kiss my ass bye.
Sounds like you want an heir to your kingdom.
I already have 1.
Yeah.
The next one's just for shits and giggles because I'm on TV and in office.
Yes. We've also got 2 of them right now.
I have 1 heir. The
Yes.
male is always the heir. And the firstborn's always the heir also.
Yes.
So, I have an heir to the kingdom, and I have a daughter who will pass on the genetics of my lunacy,
Yeah.
no matter what anybody tries to do and or stop.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, if I become governor, then I become president, how is anybody going to stop me from seeing my kids? I'll be on TV all the time. I'll literally tell them, love you.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell my kids I love them every day. I send my son text messages to tell him I love him, and make sure he tells Sissy Daddy said love you.
It would be funny as if, like, years and years from now, we both end up in office, no matter what the role is, and then I end up pushing Arian and Connor into office, and then they both each take turns running. And what's even funnier about that is, you know what I told Amber years and years ago when Arian was like 2 or 1? I was like, how about if I just throw Arian in on the ballot, and then we become his manager team, and then we get him as the youngest president in the entire existence of the 2-year-old. He like walks up with a sippy cup, and he's about ready to do his speech at the podium.
You're fucking.
Of course I am.
It's funny, but yeah, no, you're fucking off your rock.
And then you go like 10, 20 years later, it's like, didn't we just have a president that was a baby? It's like, it was more effective than the last guy.
Well, they did something like that in, I can't remember what town it was. It was a town they literally voted in the one of the youngest members of the town. It was only like 3 to 5 years old.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a joke, but yet the system ran so smoothly that they just laughed about it and literally just kept the kid in office for like another 2 or 3 terms. And it was just a laugh and a giggle, but yet everything ran smoothly.
Yeah.
Kids are so honest, it's literally, you're a dick, you're an asshole. Yeah, well, you're a little shit next.
Yeah.
Talk shit on me, dude. You're a kid. I'll give you the right. You can say whatever you want about me, but guess what? I don't care, but I still love you.
Yep.
Of course, that's also the way I run. I mean, you've seen it. My entire life. Oh, you hate me. Sounds like a you issue, not a me issue.
Yep.
That's like talking about you went into the sauna at the gym, and then the guy with the like upper body palsy, even though I'm not sure if it was palsy. I remember telling us what it was, and don't fucking remember because I don't give a shit.
Right. He's just
because of his whole attitude. It's like, I remember your face was a little meh, and your upper body was meh, so you literally have upper body palsy.
Something like that. He was ADA definitely.
Yeah. But I literally went into the sauna, laid my towel across the handles so that way it could dry a little bit, sat, and just dried.
Yeah.
For like 3-4 minutes. And then my buddy's like, no, you're done, just get out. Yep. So I literally just got on the wheelchair, opened the door, got out. What happened? I realized 30 seconds into it, he's literally sitting on that wall, looked at me 2 to 3 times, didn't have the balls to say shit.
Huh.
I got dressed, told you I was getting dressed, then I told you I was going to the car. And literally as soon as you come out to the car, you're like, yeah, he was trying to talk shit to me in the sauna. I'm like, you have the balls to talk to me in the sauna.
Yeah.
Clearly, I put such a forward that he's like, no. There's enough people in here. I might get crucified just by saying the wrong thing in front of him, and he just like, facts.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if that's just my persona I push out, because it's like, well, you're wrong, and here's why. But you just proved me right.
Yeah.
And just smile and go, nice to meet you. Wait, I just tried to shit on you. You brushed it off, smiled, and said, nice to meet you. What the fuck? I mean, because, what was it? The one guy who used to work at Weaver for the security.
Yeah.
I mean, you noticed the last time we saw him, he literally was like, which is the way I project my voice. He literally backed the fuck off and like, no. It's like, I don't want to argue with you, dude.
Yeah,
I think your viewpoint's different than mine.
Yeah.
But I'd like to have an educated debate between 2 full-grown adults.
Yes.
And he was literally like backing off and backing off and backing off. I'm like, do I just throw out, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna hit you vibe? Like,
little bit
you
here
just
and
a
there.
bitch?
A little bit here and there. You do.
But I think I'm also like the friendliest fucking asshole in the world.
Well, you give off friendlier vibes than Alan does, that's for sure.
I give off friendlier vibes than a lot of people I know. That's why I'm like, why is everybody so scared of me? I thought I was the nice guy. When did I become Satan incarnate?
I mean, 43 years ago.
Nice. No, I can actually see that because I literally go back, oh look, it's all burning. Oh, at least it'll be toasted. Because I love it when I say that, joking with you in the pool, just to like, because there's nothing being said, so I'll just throw that out there to see if it sparks a conversation, which it usually does.
Yeah.
Me saying random bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Or disregarding how everybody else thinks I should be acting at the time.
Yeah.
Because I love always throwing the, well, fuck these bunch of bitches, think I should cry and sit in the corner and feel sorry about for myself. Who the fuck do they think I am, a bitch? It's like, did he just say that in public without flinching?
Like, yeah.
And I think that's what catches everybody else off, because I have the chutzpah to just go,
Yes.
now what? Let's talk some shit. Let's actually hear what y'all's people thinking. It's like, I don't want to debate with you.
Right.
But why? Debating is fun. You scare me. I do. I bet I can use that for my benefit in some way. See, this is what I'm like about. It's like, why can't everything that y'all think is negative, why does it scare y'all? I turn it into a positive. Because how can you do that? It's like, it's really easy. It's all up here. It's all mental.
Barely inconvenience.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole way I live everything. It's for me, I understand why they cower, because I'm so brash and just upfront about everything. Well, I don't even try to do the whole flex thing. It's just like natural just to flex.
Yeah.
And stuff. But it's weird to like have people go, oh, okay, you keep your distance, okay? Or, shit, I can't say anything. He's gonna fucking literally disprove everything I say, because I know he's right. Fuck, how do I say anything to him? And it's like, say your piece. I don't have to agree with it. I'll either laugh, because I think it's funny that you think that, or I'll tell you why I think that's the wrong way to think, or that's the wrong viewpoint. Like, God doesn't exist, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, if that's how everything works, then technically you shouldn't exist, I shouldn't exist, nothing should exist. So you literally, by trying to disprove God, prove God.
Yeah.
Which I know really pisses off a lot of fucking atheists. Which actually makes me laugh my ass off, because it's really fun to disprove atheists, because they're really pissy.
Yeah.
About that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Damn it, you disproved me!
It was so funny watching the teacher guy, like we were talking about, like
trying to freaking talk me down, and I literally disproved everything he said.
And you can tell that he talks from a place of anger.
And
like,
I'm in charge because I'm the guy in front of the classroom. I'm the teacher. I know what I'm talking about. Really? Because it sounds like all you're repeating is everything out of that book.
Yeah.
Do you actually know anything? And I know that pissed him off when I made that comment.
Well, a lot of people who are also claim to be Christian or claim to be a religious denomination also speak just from the book. And worse than is they just speak from the cherry-picked version of the book, just like atheists cherry-pick from what they want to see. It's all a bunch of
Because
projections.
science.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's all a bunch of projections.
but science proves God exists, and here's why.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that. Science, science, science. But why can't there be science and religion? Because without science, all the stuff that God does isn't possible to do. Well, humans can't do that. We're talking about an entity that's a million, gazillion, infinitely, to the infinite exponent times more powerful than us. Our physics wouldn't even freaking... He's like, yeah, fucking children.
Yeah.
Get your little physics. That's like Jesus walking on water. That denies physics. Jesus brought Lazarus back from the dead. That defies physics. Jesus came back from the dead. That defies physics. Have you read all of the books that talk about him? Everything he does defies physics, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So he quite literally proves your physics is level 1. The physics I run on and exist in is level fucking 1,000,000. Go fuck yourself, you fucking child.
And also, every single miracle that ever occurs.
90% of them are physically breaking.
Yeah, and also, they also are called miracles because they're not random.
Oh, hell no.
You can't
Everything
randomly have a miracle.
happens on purpose. Well, it's like some of the stuff that happens every day in everyday life for a lot of people. They're like, this wonderful thing happened. Oh, so you had your miracle.
Yeah,
I don't believe in God. Miracles aren't real. It's
I was
like,
meant to carry on from
That's-
2020 and change my mindset and my mentality and work
to
on
get
healing.
to where you are now.
To get where I am now, and your sister was a catalyst for that change.
One of them, yes.
Yes, she was a catalyst for it because I also was meant to help her heal herself mentally and emotionally.
Where she was stuck and holding herself back. Yes.
Yes. Like, we were meant to cause each other to work in a more positive direction. That's why I'm like, whenever people talk about it, they're like, oh, it's just happenstance, it's random chaos. I'm like, yes and no.
And no. Because I always love that argument. Well, it's random. Is it random, or is it only random because you don't see where it's going?
Yeah, because it's like, it's not just based on your comfort zone.
Well, what
like
if I
perception
told
is.
you that literally if I hung out with you and spent a month with you, I could tell you where you're going in the next 5 years? And you can tell me I'm full of shit, but in 5 years we'll get back together, we'll talk and actually see if 80 to 90% of what I told you should or might happen, or because I told you it would happen, you did everything in your power to change it, so you got the better outcome, which was the whole point of me telling you that was going to be the outcome.
And we both have unique ability to see that too. Because,
Right?
Because I have made calls.
The way I see it is
towards
way
people.
different than the way you see it, but
We both end up calling it.
sometimes it's the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, we both end up calling it.
Oh yeah.
Ages in advance, and people around us will be like, "That's
How the
not
hell did you
true.
see
How
that?"
did you do that? How did you see it?" And it's because they don't see
It's
it. They
so
don't understand
obvious.
it.
Well, that's
They
like
fail to comprehend it.
for me. That's where the spirituality, the belief in the religion, the Jesus, God, and certain with the religion I'm in that
Yeah.
I know because I had to leave it to see if all the stuff I learned in the church
Yeah.
up to the age of 19 were factual. I left, found out that everything I learned
Yeah.
or knew from growing up in the church and prayed and consulted the energy, spirit, ghost, whatever the hell you want to call them about it,
Yep.
went out to the real world to find out reality. Literally everything I've ever thought has been proven to me 100% fact. That's why I started spouting it to you in 2020.
Yep.
2019, 2020.
You're
So I'm
making
like,
a bunch of predictions.
you need to hear all of this because I see where the end outcome is, but you need to know these certain things that I believe, so that way when I start going back to church full time, and you ask me where it fits, I can like just fill in all the blank spots on the puzzle, and then you're like, that makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
I had a feeling I needed to talk to you and tell you my whole viewpoint of existence and reality, and we've dove so deep, it's just like, the fuck?
Yeah. Like, how did that happen? Right.
Or, where did you pull this fact out of? I've never heard you talk about it. It's just one of those facts that I don't talk about a lot, but something told me, okay, go to the next step.
Yep.
And I went there. And you're like, it took me a week, I figured out what you were talking about, like, fucking shit, you're so right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, nice.
And then I would make a comment or make a
Prediction.
statement about something, and then like, not too long later, you'd be saying the same shit. You'd be like, the fact that you said that thing, and then later on, a little something led to that I knew was going to lead to that. So I went ahead and made my move so that way we would make sure that the bad thing didn't happen. And
We got the good outcome instead of the shitty outcome. Oh, fuck
Yep.
yeah. That's like the best thing to do when
We've
you
been
can
like
see.
literally bouncing off each other on each other's predictions.
Oh yeah. Somebody say something. Or is it just? I don't
It
know,
just says
we've
you've
been
gone live for
going
90
for
minutes.
90. Well, that's one of the usual. That's why I was looking to see if that's what it was saying.
Yeah.
You know me. Want clarification.
Yep.
I see or hear something. Alright, it's me sitting there for a minute. What to say? Oh, it's not a comment. It's just the regular. You've been on for 90 minutes. You're awesome.
Yep, and then someone else joined. What's up, person?
I've seen that thing like rotate so often and I can't see it because how... Cat! You unplugged it. Dave, find a spot, dipshit. Do not ruin the broadcast, dumbass. Stay over here or go that way. No, that way. Away from the electronics, goober.
Right.
Yes, your eyes are super like what's the word? When your pupils go really wide.
Your pupils are wide as hell. You're high.
No. With cats,
Oh.
eyes super wide.
Oh.
Dilate it.
Stimulated and dilated.
Dilate it. Because I literally told him you gotta find a spot that's not where you're gonna do the broadcast, and he's like, the fuck? Why am I being shoved around?
Yeah.
Fully dilated. That either means one of two things. Like, fuck, I just got overloaded real quick, or I'm gonna fucking attack you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
With cats. That's always the fun one. I mean, snakes do the same thing, so
Yeah.
I just find that shit hilarious.
Yeah, I think that Ghostel was asking for necklaces earlier.
Was she?
Yeah. I was thinking about going down and getting them for her if she's still awake.
Where at? Or just downstairs?
I think they're downstairs still. So I'll be right back.
No, you're good. Down, Dave.
We'll step out for a minute or two, guys, and I'll be right back.
The world will explode, and I will still be stuck in this bubble of the multiverse.
Yep.
While everything else burns around me. Be careful, Simba. Dave just went through there and bumped the freaking cord. Please be careful. Thank you. Okay, now what were we talking about? Oh, the randomness of knowing the outcome of your life and the current and the situations without actually having to try, because you've literally figured out the patterns of existence. It's fun / very weird when you see it for the first time or come to the realization that that's what's going on around you, that you can see the pattern so well. It's like being a prophet without actually being a prophet, because you see the outcomes beforehand, beforehand, during the process, and after, so that way everything doesn't go to pot. It's fun. It's quite entertaining, to say the least. Because when you see the outcome of everything, you can literally just sit back and go, oh, this is going to be fun when this happens. Oh, hey, Lois, huh? Woo! Woo! Ooh. My head went a little spinny. Whee! Yeah. Interesting sensation, but nice. But I mean, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a gift. And it's a gift I've been able to teach TPAW, aka Peter, because the way I explain how I see reality, and how I always have, and how it's changed. Ooh, cool. How my viewpoint in existence, or viewpoint on what I see, has changed, is so awesome and awe-inspiring to myself as well as other people around me. I just love telling my stories, or telling my viewpoint on how I see reality. It's quite entertaining, and at the same time very helpful in living your life in a positive, upbeat manner. And such a way that you can literally, and I know this because I'm on the way up again, you can literally get anywhere at any point for shits and giggles, and because you know the journey's going to be fun. It's always more fun when you can see the outcome as a positive outcome, because whenever it's a positive outcome, even when you see what is negatively going to happen and how you can improve it to be a positive outcome instead of a negative outcome, it's enlightening in such a way. It's almost unbelievable to everybody around you how you can see all the negatives happening in your life, literally just piling up under your feet, to turn into such a positive that there is no way to literally fall apart, fall down, or be destroyed. Because, and this is my personal viewpoint, especially with the life I've led, especially the last 5-10 years, especially the last 5 years, that no matter what happens around me, I can be positive. The outcome can be and will be positive, because I am always and will always be undestroyable. And some people would consider that arrogant. I consider that confident, because I'm not a prideful man, even though that's how it looks. I'm a very confident man. Some people would also call it arrogant, but as far as I'm concerned, arrogance is just confidence. It's literally two different words in the thesaurus that say the exact same thing, which is always fun when you can find those words. So, yeah. I was just talking about how I like how everybody calls me. Quiet, Dave.
Yeah?
Calls me arrogant or prideful, and it's like, no, I'm just confident. Because arrogance and confidence is basically the two different words on the same
Alex called me
page
arrogant
of the
too,
thesaurus.
so.
Good! That means you're confident.
Yeah? He's like, you're arrogant too, and I'm like, okay.
Yes, I am very confident. Thank you for
trying to use it
acknowledging
as a stabbing because he was feeling extremely insecure that night.
Isn't that what most people do? That's why they call me 90% of the time prideful. Like, I'm literally doing one of the 7 deadly sins. I'm being too prideful. Mine has nothing to do with pride. There's nothing wrong with being proud that you can be above everybody else's bullshit.
Yeah.
But there's also a difference between being prideful and being confident, from my viewpoint. But 90% of the people I know who have ever called me prideful have also called me arrogant and excessively confident. So it's like, so all you actually mean is I'm so confident it pisses you off.
Right, exactly.
Well, why is that a bad thing? Because it's pride. Pride has nothing to do with confidence. Confidence is just, I know I can do this and I'm going to do it.
Yep.
I'm just still waiting for drinks because my throat is starting to get dry, and that is why I'm starting to cough.
I think you also left your cup out there.
Well, I mean, I always leave my drink in the car.
That's true.
I think it was because I accidentally left the little gallon of Code Red in the car. Should actually drop that in.
Yeah, the 2-liter bottle you got? Or the
1 liter, yeah.
That one's only 16 ounces, so you're down that fast.
I'll just sip it. Whatever's left, you can toss in your drink. I just need something with my throat. I'm going to start coughing.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've been doing here off and on the last 2 months.
It's that whole sickness thing that keeps spreading.
Actually, I've actually gotten over it.
Yeah.
But it also kind of goes into the stupidity of the guy that homegirl who came in at what was it, 9?
Yeah.
10 o'clock, was talking about that got like dragged off by the police this morning.
Yeah.
That whole asshole was literally like coughing on me, on my coat,
Ah.
on my hoodie. So it's like he was literally like on my back.
Yeah, trying to like get on top of you.
Like cough on me on purpose while I'm walking to the shitter to take a poop.
Wow.
It's like, motherfucker, back off, bitch.
Right. It's like back
And that
off
was at like
and don't get me sick.
3 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Oh no, when he was doing it, I'm like, you stupid fuck. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if need be, I talk to mom and I get some On Guard and some Breathe cough drops done. I'll take one, or she'd give me a whole bag or whatever the hell the situation is. So I'm thinking to grab a couple of Mom's before I leave.
Yeah.
And it done. I'll just put 2 in my mouth and I'll fall asleep with literally cough drops in my mouth. So when I wake up in the morning, I can breathe.
Yeah.
I've had to do that the last 2 or 3 times in the last week, but with the current situation, what it is,
Yeah.
I kind of don't have a supply or whatnot. I'm not really worried about it, but it's like if I need to borrow any, hey mom, can I get one of each? Protect
Makes
a
sense.
couple.
Yeah.
Mom's not gonna flip a shit as long as I don't steal a whole bag.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Makes
Of course,
sense.
come next month, I might just buy a bag of each myself. Just drive all the way down to what's the fucking town? Pleasant Grove, I think it is.
In Farmington?
No, doTERRA, Pleasant Grove.
Okay.
Just go down to the distribution center and get a bag of On Guard and a bag of Breathe.
Yeah.
Because I think they're like $10 each or something.
Yeah.
Because I'm still a member, I'm just not a whatever it is. Because I have the 150 points a month.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the cash flow. I'm thinking about next month going back into and doing the cash flow and ordering.
For doTERRA.
Yeah.
Selling it.
Start ordering the 150 a month.
Yeah.
And either start just buying the MetaPower pack for 1 month and then the next month. Or maybe I'll just buy the MetaPower pack.
Yeah.
Keep myself rolling. Because I
Makes
have
sense.
some of it in my backpacks, all my extras of leftovers. I just haven't been using it because it's like, oh, so busy. But basically all I need is like, I don't even need the oil, I just need the powder and the beadlets.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
Makes sense.
So, that's kind of my plan. But I probably won't do that till February because I want to see where January goes and how tight and or manageable my money flow is. And
Yeah.
then go from there.
Mm-hmm. So. Sounds good to me.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Yeah, we go. Yeah.
Attention whore.
Yes.
And so were you, and you know it.
Symbol?
Yeah. I said attention whore, they looked at you like, where's my attention, bitch?
Yeah.
But it's about 12:15, unless you got something specific you want to talk about.
Yeah, we're getting to the end here.
We started about an hour later than usual because
Yeah.
we went and saw lights at Willard Bay.
Yeah, like I said
Kids.
before, we did the whole Christmas thing with Willard Bay, and then, had to do our nighttime thing with the kiddos before we started the podcast, so it is what it is, but this has been our Christmas episode, or at least Christmassy-like episode.
It's the one that happens before Christmas, and we should have one next Thursday after Christmas.
Yes.
So
It'll be basically this one will be our preemptive Christmas episode, and then next week will be our post-Christmas pre-New Year episode.
Happy New Year! Somebody come to my town. I need a BJ.
Yeah.
Or whatever random bullshit I want to spout about.
Yeah, I mean,
more religious, more spiritual, or whatever the fuck we talk about.
Do you even like the holiday Christmas?
It's a holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of goes into my whole spiel about how, like, 80 to 90% of all of the Christian holidays are just put on top of the pagan holidays because Constantine didn't actually have the vision of the cross and whatnot. That's why the cross is actually a Luciferian symbol, not a Christian symbol. And it also goes into, like, what they went over it in Metaphysical's podcast.
Yeah.
One of the ones I sent you said you listened to, about how he literally lied about having the vision.
Yeah.
So he literally created the Roman Catholic Church to keep the Roman Empire still going centuries later.
I watched a bit of that episode, yeah.
Yeah, and how he literally just put in pagan rituals and celebrations and just, it's a Christian. The birth of Jesus is what we're celebrating. The resurrection of Jesus is what we're celebrating with Easter. This, and this, and this, and this. It's like, you know, we all know you're full of shit, right, motherfucker? And you tell that the Indian Catholic, that's not full of shit. These are the actual religions. It's like, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Hello, pay attention.
Pretty much.
Are you serious? That's like doing a deeper dive into Islam, Muslim religion. It's like, they're like the biggest, they're like Rusty Dad.
Yeah.
The biggest fucking hypocrite. All except for that one that Andrew joined.
Yeah.
Because that one's more of the one that Jesus is the Christ, he's the last prophet. Muhammad isn't actually the last prophet, he's just the prophet that came after Jesus to get the other side of the brain. The Abrahamic lineage.
Yeah.
Because the Muslims are the first son that he had with the handmaiden that the wife said because she was too old. Then God told him he was going to have his other son, and then he had his other son.
Yeah.
And the prophecy he received was your bloodline is literally going to be the bloodline that represents all churches. But also there's been a lot of stuff that the guy who started what became the Islamic Muslim religion, literally it goes against everything that's in their own book and shit. It's like, dude, you're just a fucking asshole going into it for the money.
Right.
God, fuck you, bitch. I mean, but that's like, that's why I like the one that Andrew joined, because it's literally Jesus is the Christ. We admit that. Which makes him the last prophet also, because to be the Christ you also have to be the prophet. But because you were the one who gave yourself up for our sins, and because you came back from the dead, you quite literally are the prophesied Messiah.
Yeah.
So,
I just think it's cool to have the idea of a holiday that is a follow-up to Thanksgiving, and the
Thanksgiving is an American holiday, which is a fucking lie. So, I mean, Thanksgiving's complete bullshit.
But at the same time,
Christmas
it's
is
also
bullshit.
a good place to have.
Halloween is quite literally the Satanist holiday. So it's Satanists get fat because we fucked the Native Americans after they helped us survive by giving us free food. Celebrate Jesus. Get drunk and act stupid just because it's a fake New Year, even though the New Year is the calendar's wrong. And I keep listening to everybody talk about that and the bullshitting. What is it? Valentine's Day, a fake holiday to give women free shit to make them feel special. What's the next one? Easter, to celebrate the resurrection of a Messiah. Oh wait, you don't believe in it because you're not Christian, you're not Muslim. Okay, then it's like right next to Passover and one other fucking holiday
Yeah.
from the other two big major.
Hey, I just like the fact that. You
I
know,
mean, 90% of the fucking holidays are bullshit. The only ones that aren't bullshit have to do with Earth and the rotation. Summer solstice, winter solstice, the spring and fall equinox.
if you guys
I might
ever
have flip
wonder,
flopped those. If I did, come at me in the comments. I don't fucking care.
if anything, you have met the Grinch and Scrooge.
By also being Jesus and Muhammad. I am all in one. I am literally the person who dumps gasoline, throws the first match, and then goes, "Hey, look! I saved everybody's life."
I've been so preoccupied with his sister's recovery, the wife, with the whole leg thing, that I did not get to write a short story about Santa Claus that I call Claus, like Klaws, not the traditional spelling. And I will probably end up, if I can manage it, write a bit of it to share next week.
In the metaphysical, one of the podcasts I sent you,
Yeah.
one of the last, I think it was like 2 or 3 back.
Mm-hmm.
They literally talk about how the guy Saint Nicholas, who ended up becoming the guy that they used for the name Santa Claus, because he was part of the council that Constantine supposedly let them tell them their points of view on how to run the Christian religion. They said, "Fuck you, I'm gonna turn it into the pagan Christian empire."
Yeah.
The Roman Empire. He punched another religious person in the nose. The origin of the Saint Nicholas.
Huh. I remember them talking about that.
Yeah.
On that episode.
Yeah. I thought that was
They
funny.
brought up Saint Nicholas and they brought
Saint
up
Nicholas,
Santa
aka
Claus.
Santa Claus, punched
Yeah.
somebody into a religious view because it's literally, this isn't Christianity, this is paganism
Yeah.
pretending to be Christianity.
Yes.
But because he didn't want to get,
Yeah.
he's like, okay, forgive me, I was a little brash.
Yeah.
It's like, is everybody a bitch once they were threatened with death? Kill me, motherfucker, turn me into a martyr. I hope you know this is literally going to make your church burn. Bring it.
Yeah. So.
I mean, you know me, I'd sit there and go, I am the new martyr. Take me out, motherfucker.
So my favorite holiday of the year is technically Halloween. One of my favorites.
Yes,
but I do appreciate
our
Thanksgiving
favorite
for what it
holiday
is.
is Satanism.
I do appreciate, Thanksgiving for the idea of being grateful for what you have. And then, of course, there's, the old holiday magic of Santa Claus and Christmas.
I don't like what
I
it's
don't know.
become. I like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
What the origin or the fake origin meaning of Christmas is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't like what Christmas has become or what it is.
Commercialism.
Well, not commercialism. It's, you're supposed to give everybody a gift
Yeah.
to show you give a shit about their soul and you love them.
Yeah.
No more, no less. But it's come to the point of, I need the biggest, most badass thing, and if I don't get that, I'm going to be a little dick. It's like, that's not what the holiday's supposed to be. It's supposed to be family hanging out together, spending one day, enjoying each other, having fun.
Yep.
That's it.
Generally speaking, yeah.
But that's not what it is. That's why I don't, like I said, I have no issues with 90% of the holidays. What I don't like is what the holiday is compared to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the issue that I have with what it is compared to what it's supposed to be is also it's a pagan or Wiccan holiday pretending to be a Christian holiday.
Yeah.
Can we quit with the lies and just be honest? This
Fair
is
enough.
not a Christian country. This is a pagan / Wiccan country because everything that is supposed to be Christian is literally just paganism rewritten and, hey look, Jesus is our savior. Yeah, that's how you get fuck off. Follow our rules and literally worship demons and we'll give you a free key to heaven.
Yeah.
Even though that's not how it fucking works.
Yeah, next week what we'll do is what I kind of wants to do is
Yes,
talk about.
I'm on a tangent. I'm sorry. I wasted another 20 minutes.
No, I heard that. I just kind of like next week. All I want to do is talk about New Year's resolutions as well as maybe some more fun facts about holidays.
Well, no, because New Year's resolutions are bullshit to 90% of the people because they say they want to do something and then they don't do it. If you wanted to start a New Year's resolution to change your life, do it right now. Don't wait till the New Year, because if you wait till the New Year, then it's all bullshit and you're going to fail because you quite literally fucked yourself by not doing it the whole year, getting a gym membership, or actually paying attention to what you eat and not being a fat worthless
Let's go
piece of
this way.
shit.
Resolution might last 5 seconds for you to be more scathing about resolutions, and then we'll talk about holiday fun shit.
I don't
And
mind
maybe something
talking
controversial.
about fun shit. Just, it's the thing of, why should I wait till the New Year to start something new? If I want to start something new, I'm just going to start it.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's like my thing.
Yeah.
And I've heard enough people who quite literally have gotten to where they've gotten to by living their life like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait for the New Year. I'm going to do what I want to do or what I think I need to do to improve my life now. Why should I wait? That sounds stupid.
Fair enough.
Get fat, lazy, and stupid on your way to, at the beginning of the year, becoming smart and strong. It's like, shouldn't you been doing that from the beginning? I mean, because when I started dragging you to the gym, it wasn't the New Year resolution. It's just like, alright, let's go.
No, we just decided to go and have fun.
Yeah,
There's
it was just,
New Year's resolution about it. We weren't.
No, I'm just like,
some.
you're
going
coming,
to the
motherfucker. I don't give a shit. That's kind of what it turned into, because it's like, fuck trying to put any, like, pretty colors or, bow around it. It's like, we're going to the gym. You coming?
Yeah.
Because either you come with or I drag you kicking and screaming. Your choice. And then you started coming and now you enjoy the fuck out of it. So.
Yeah. That's true. It's become an outlet. It's become a place of niceness.
Yeah, that's why I go to the gym, so that way I don't kill people on a regular basis.
Yeah. So, we'll talk about more weird stuff, probably something controversial, something that'll make people mad, or make them laugh, whatever. But this has been Crazy Peas.
That's my usual stick.
I am
I piss off
TPAW.
everybody. I'm Karnage 6778, 90% of everywhere.
And that's been Crazy Peas. Have a week.
Don't die, don't kill yourself, don't kill anybody else unless you have a good place to backhoe the ground. Hey, if they know, they know. If they don't, that's their issue, not mine. Alright, I'm on my phone so I can stop the TikTok stream.
Yes.
Love you.
TikTok.
Bye.